so much.
Thank you so much.
Igbo basics. We have less than 8 minutes. So Igbo basics, quickly, your questions so that I can get a few more people in before he goes. Go ahead.
Yes, Dele, my brother, well done. I just have a couple of things to say.
Not a couple, please. One question. So that
yeah, that's one question. I have one question.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to present to you, Dele. I'm sure you.
What do you all give me?
This is what I'm presenting to you. It's called Professor Ndibe will expand on that. Today is Sunday. That's what we'll bring. Then I will also give you this. I'm sure you understand this one.
I understand, sir.
With that said, I see we have similarities because you are student government activists from what I understand your student days, student government president or something.
I was the president of the union, 94, 95 session.
Okay. I was a vice president of student government at the University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff, 1981. And sometimes it takes an external force to effect a change. As a result of that, Black Americans were afraid of Chancellor Herman B. Smith. But because I was an external force, it didn't make no difference to me. We did what we had to do. In 7 days, Chancellor Herman B. Smith resigned. That's on record. That's our similarities there, so we have something in common. Olu Ogundipe disowned the country. He's an artist. He was our guest on this channel. Professor Obi Nwakamma came here and posited that the justices might validate falsehood in order not to sink the rock. That's what I extracted from his presentation here. And Professor Ndibe have pretty much spoken majority of my mind. So I'll say, and if the tribunal and the Supreme Court decides contrary to the truth of February 25, 2023, what is the recourse to the likes of us who seek to implement the truth without abandoning the country? Is there a way to weave a basket of old student activists who are still out there?
Well, let me say this first. One of the first things we lost in Nigeria with the emergence of Tinubu, and I'm not talking about his fraudulent emergence as the president-elect. I'm saying on the political scene, especially because of the centrality of Lagos. Tinubu has done a lot to destroy what used to be the conscious layer of the Nigerian people, whether that be in the press, the human rights community, the bulk of the people who used to demand an account from the system have been hopelessly compromised over the last 20 years or thereabout. If you look at the fact that in 2011, 2012, they could organize the jamborees, they organized at Ojota and at Falomo and all over the country. And today, the people who organize those jamborees are the ones that are sat, even the people who participated and helped to organize it in the field, they're the ones busy legitimizing the evil that you are seeing in Nigeria today. So those who used to ask questions have stopped asking questions. So to expect a network of some activists somewhere, there are still genuine men and women out there, but we don't have those kind of people anymore. What we have today, which we didn't have before, is an energized movement that is determined to change the Nigerian narrative. We didn't have that before. We have that now. Without allowing the press to bring cameras into the court, this election petition tribunal is the one that has been most reported, most followed. It's almost as if you are physically present in the tribunal. That is how much interest the people have. So you see a movement galvanized, you see a people being readied that has never existed in our space. So that has come up now. It wasn't there before. That movement is asking questions of itself. What happens after the Court of Appeal? What happens after the tribunal? What happens if the Supreme Court validates this evil? Several questions are being asked. People are profiling alternative solutions. A lot of people have different things to say, and I am of the opinion anyway that we have come to the point where we should embrace any opportunity to confront this system, as long as we make a point of making clear to ourselves violence will achieve nothing. This system is hoping that we present ourselves as sacrifices for it to normalize its ascension to the throne of evil. We must not give it the opportunity to do that. But we must be conscientious and very deliberate in confronting it with the truth and in making sure that the people do not accept this evil as normal. Every layer of resistance that can be activated should definitely be activated and encouraged as long as it eschews violence. Let me be clear. Just because I say that I'm not going to bite the dog does not mean that the dog will not attempt to bite me. So I'm not suggesting that people should not take precautions to avoid becoming victims to a murderous system that has no problem with killing its own. However, we must be deliberate in forsaking violence so that we do not legitimize its use against ourselves. But to think that some justices somewhere will sit down and just tell us abracadabra and you would have a Lawan situation, that's some wishful thinking. There will be conscious and deliberate refusal to accept injustice. And I will encourage it. So help me God.
Thank you. While he's struggling to get himself back online, Dele, I am an obedient in New Jersey, working with the Foundation Democracy Initiative, which I organize. I head that group from here.